Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, July 21st, 2021. Today, I'm going to recap Game 6 of the NBA Finals between the Bucks and the Suns. Major League Baseball from yesterday, look ahead to today. Major League Soccer from yesterday. Gold Cup group stage ended yesterday. I'll make a pick for the $3 million Open. I'll do my latest NHL mock draft, go over the latest news and notes, and my best bet of the day. To the NBA Finals we go, and the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, come out on top in Game 6 by a score of 105-98 to win their first NBA championship in 50 years. So congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks and that entire organization and their fan base. It was very well-deserved and well-earned, even though there was a lot of injuries, which was luck. But I think that the Bucks could have beaten some of these teams at 100%, considering how great Giannis was. Like, they could have beaten the Lakers with LeBron and AD. Like, that Lakers team wasn't all that great this year. They were probably just on the same level as the Bucks. And you know the Kyrie injury was like a killer for Brooklyn, but even Brooklyn nearly won that series. But all like the luck factor for the Bucks aside, you can't be happier for them. Like, they're just... It's just incredible. And Giannis literally was the best player in the series. And he would have been the MVP in the losing effort if it went to that case. Because he was flat out the best player in this entire series. He's the unanimous Finals MVP. And deservingly so. 50 points. 14 boards. 5 blocks. Chris Paul at 26 and 5 in a losing effort for the Suns. And now the question is, can the Bucks repeat? It won't be easy. The East is better next year. Brooklyn back. Philly. You had Atlanta, who just made the conference finals, but they may be for some changes. We'll see what happens with Miami. That's a wild card. I think the Knicks are a little bit of a wild card. I think Indiana might end up being a little better than people think. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the rest of the Eastern Conference come the summer. And then the Suns, on the other hand, they had such a great season. I mean, you can't fault them for... If you're an idiot that says that their season was a disappointment because they didn't win at all, the Suns were not expected to be here before the year. They were thought out to be like a bottom 4 seed in the East, maybe a middle 4 seed if you thought they had that potential like I did, but they were even better than I could have ever imagined. Now the question is, does Chris Paul come back? They have a good young foundation now with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Mikal Bridges. And then they had some good role players like Jay Crowder. What happens with him? Cam Johnson, people like that. Cam Payne was a good backup point guard. I think they bring back Chris Paul. They bring it back one more time. But the West is going to be better too. So they're not going to have an easy time again back into the finals either. If they are to do so. They have the Lakers coming back with LeBron and AD. If Kawhi saves the Clippers, that's another threat. The Jazz were the 1 seed this past year, and we'll see what happens with Mike Conley. I think the New Orleans and Memphis and Dallas are 3 teams that could potentially jump. depending on some off-season moves. The Nuggets are a good team. They're getting Jamal Murray back in the middle of next year. So, the West is absolutely loaded. I think the East, there's still some more uncertainty there, but in the West, it's going to be loaded yet against what... So the Suns are going to have a hard time getting back to the finals, in my opinion. And so are the Bucks, to be quite honest. So I thought that it was critical for either team. And the Bucks are the team that prevailed because ultimately they had the best player in the series, in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he could not be stopped when it mattered. All right, now we'll move on to Major League Baseball. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the games for today. Athletics over the Angels 6-0. The A's 55-42, LA 46-48. Royals over the Brewers 5-2. KC 38-55. Milwaukee 56-40. Nats over the Marlins 6-3. The Nats are 45-49. Miami 40-55. Yankees over the Phillies 6-4. The Yankees 49-44. Philly 47-46. Rays over the Orioles 9-3. The Rays 56-39. Baltimore 31-63. Reds over the Mets 4-3. The Reds 49-46. The Mets 49-43. Tigers over the Rangers 4-1. The Tigers 45-51. Texas 35-60. Braves over the Padres 2-1. The Braves 46-47. San Diego 55-42. Astros over the Indians 9-3. The Astros 58-38. Cleveland 47-45. I almost took that over. White Sox over the Twins 58-37 is their record, but the final score is 9-5, so 58-37 is the White Sox record. The Twins 40-55. Cubs over the Cardinals 7-6. The Cubs 47-48. St. Louis 47-48. Mariners over the Rockies 6-4. The Mariners 51-44. Colorado 41-54. Diamondbacks over the Pirates 11-6. The D-backs 29-68. Pittsburgh 36-59. Dodgers over the Giants 8-6. The Dodgers 59-37. San Francisco 59-35. That game ended on a walk-off homer by Will Smith. Red Sox Blue Jays postponed. Makeup date August the 7th. All right. Looking ahead to today's games at 12 o'clock, you have the Orioles and the Rays. Keegan Aiken and Michael Wacha. The Rays are favored by a price of -196. Boston's +164. Over under 10.5. Over is -115. Under is -105. Red Sox +1.5 is -155. Toronto -1.5 is -196. I meant to say... Oh, wait a minute. I went to a completely different game. That's my bad, guys. I apologize. We'll just do that game to get it out of the way. I thought that said Tampa, but it was Toronto. So Robbie Wright, Garrett Richards. We'll go under 10.5 -105. That's a high number. Orioles Rays isn't up there yet, but if the total's less than 10, I'm taking the over. Doubleheader game 1, Padres Braves at 12:20. Chris Paddock and Kyle Muller. If you ask me to make a pick for this game, if the total is anything under 7, over. 12:30 Mets Reds. Marcus Stroman and Jeff Hoffman. Mets -136. Reds +116. Over under 10.5. Overs -105. Unders -115. Mets -1.5 is +118. Reds +1.5 is -142. I'm going to go under 10.5 -115. I think that number is high. 2 o'clock Royals Brewers. Brad Keller, Eric Lauer. Milwaukee minus 178. Royals plus 150. Over under 9 minus 110 each way. Royals plus 1/2 is minus 138. Brewers minus 1/2 is plus 115. Brad Keller has been extremely bad this year. But I kind of want to pick him here because there's the case of the hangover effect from the Bucks winning. But I just think that city has so much fever. They can't do it. But I'm going to go over 9 minus 110, which I really, really like. 3 o'clock, Mariners, Rockies. Kenyon Middleton and Austin Gomber. No lines out yet for this game. But I have to go in any direction. If the total is anything less than 9, I'll take the over. Pirates, Diamondbacks. Max Karinchak and Madison Bumgarner. I don't see any lines yet for this either. But if I had to make a choice, if the total is anything less than 9.5, over. $5.20, Game 2. Padres, Braves. Rice, Kanair, and Bryce Wilson. Total, if it's anything less than 7.5, I'm jumping on the over. 7 o'clock, we already did Red Sox, Blue Jays, Marlins, Nationals. We don't know against Eric Feed. If there were a direction to go, if necessary, if the total is less than 9, I'll go with the over. Phillies, Yankees. Matt Moore and Asher Wojciechowski, no lines up for this game yet. If the total is anything less than 10, I'm going over. Rangers, Tigers. Jordan Lyles and Matt Manning. Again, nothing up here as well. But if the total is anything less than 11, I'm taking the over. 8 o'clock, ESPN, Cubs, Cardinals. Kyle Hendricks and Adam Wainwright. The Cardinals are minus 126. The Cubs are plus 108. Over under 8. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Cubs plus 1/2 is minus 200. Cardinals minus 1/2 is plus 164. I'm going Cubs plus 108 as the dog. Next up, Indians, Astros. Eli Morgan, Lance McCullers Jr. No lines up yet for this game either. If the total is anything less than 10, I'm taking the over. Twins, White Sox. Michael Pineda, Dylan Cease. White Sox minus 152. Oh, wait. Indians, Astros is up. Astros minus 250. Indians plus 205. Over under 9. Minus 110 each way. Indians plus 1/2 is plus 102. Astros minus 1/2 is minus 122. I'm going over 9. White Sox minus 152. Twins plus 128. Over under 9. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. White Sox minus 1/2 is plus 126. Twins plus 1/2 is minus 152. I'm going White Sox run line minus 1/2 plus 126. And last but not least, 10 o'clock, Giants, Dodgers. Logan Webb and Julio Urias. Dodgers minus 166. Giants plus 140. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Giants plus 1/2 is minus 146. Dodgers minus 1/2 is plus 122. I'm going over 8.5 at minus 118. Alrighty. Now I'm going to move on to Major League Soccer as I will recap the lone game on the slate from yesterday and look ahead to a big slate today. Vancouver and Houston, 0-0 tie. So nothing really to recap. Now I'm going to look ahead to everything going on tonight. 7:30, Columbus, Nashville. Where things stand right now. Both teams are doing well in the standings. Both the postseason teams, 2 points apart. Columbus is plus 140. Nashville's plus 190. Draw plus 210. I'm going Columbus plus 140. Miami, New England. Obviously, New England's just dominating. And Miami's at the bottom. Miami plus 185, New England plus 125, draw plus 230. I'm going New England plus 125. NYCFC and club football. Montreal, both these teams are postseason teams where things stand as well, 5 points apart in the standings. NYCFC is a minus 270 favorite. Montreal's plus 550. Tie plus 370. I like the draw, plus 370. That's very, very valuable. Montreal's not that bad of a team. They're in fourth in the East. Toronto and the Red Bulls. Toronto's out not in the postseason picture. Neither is the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls are actually tied with NYCFC at the moment. Toronto's plus 105. Red Bulls plus 210. Draw plus 250. Toronto is a pretty big favorite. I'm going to go with the Red Bulls on the road plus 210. That's a nice dog. 8 o'clock, Chicago and DC United. Chicago's even money. DC's plus 220. Draws plus 250. Neither of these teams are in the postseason picture where things stand at the moment. But in terms of a pick, I'm going to go with the Fire at even money. Next up, you have Cincinnati and Atlanta. Point apart in the standings, neither in the top 7. Cincinnati's plus 115, Atlanta's plus 210, draws plus 220. I'm going with Cincinnati. 8:30, Kansas City and San Jose. Kansas City's minus 290, San Jose's plus 550, draws plus 390. But yeah, Casey's a really big favorite. I think they'll win. But I wouldn't lay it. 9 o'clock, Colorado and Dallas. Colorado minus 185, Dallas plus 430, and draws plus 310. Definitely going with Colorado minus 185, but I would not lay it. 10 o'clock, Real Salt Lake and LA Galaxy. Salt Lake is minus 120, Galaxy plus 270, draw plus 260. The Galaxy are not a bad squad. They're 2 back of Salt Lake in the standings. I'm going to go with the draw plus 260. And 10:30, Portland and LAFC. LAFC's minus 115, Portland's plus 240, draw plus 280. I'm going to go with LAFC minus 115 on the road tonight. All right, now I'm going to go over the Gold Cup results from yesterday, the final day of group stage. Costa Rica over Jamaica 1-0. The goal was scored by Brian Ruiz in the 53rd minute, and Lionel Maria was red carded in the 72nd minute of this game as well. Suriname over Guadeloupe 2-1. Suriname got on the board first on a goal by Galofio Vlichter, and then Guatemala ties it on a goal by Matthias Phaeton in the 20th minute. Then Guadalupe's Kelly Arep in the 29th minute gets red carded. 79th minute, Nigel Hasselbank breaks the tie for Suriname to give on a 2-1 lead. And then Quentin Annette in the 95th minute gets red carded from Guadalupe as well. Qatar over Honduras 2-0. Hamam Ahmed in the 25th minute gave Qatar a 1-0 lead. And then Abdelaziz Hatim in the 94th minute puts it away 2-0 in the 94th minute in extra time. And then Panama over Grenada 3-1. Panama got on the board in the 7th minute on the goal by Alberto Quintero in the 7th minute. And then Jose Luis Rodriguez in the 27th minute puts Panama up 2-0. And then Luis Rodriguez again in the 64th minute, 3-0. And then Romer Frank in the 76th minute puts Grenada on the board. But ultimately, Panama hangs on the win. The quarterfinals begin on Saturday, and we will preview and predict it on tomorrow's podcast because we are not doing the Friday podcast this week. Yours truly will be going on a mini vacation, so we'll do the big podcast tomorrow to preview and predict the quarterfinals of the Gold Cup. All right, now we'll talk some golf, as I will make a pick for the $3 million Open. Dustin Johnson's a plus 750 favorite. Luis Othisen is 15-1. Tony Finau 16-1. Patrick Reed 19-1. Matt Wolff is 30-1. 31-1. Bubba Watson, Cam Triangle, Sergio Garcia, Robert McIntyre. 35-1. Emiliano Grillo, Keegan Bradley, Cam Davis 36-1. 44-1 is a big group. Ricky Fowler, Dylan Fratelli, Maverick McNeely, Lucas Herbert, Hank Labodia. 48-1 Doug Gim, 50-1 Patton Kazir, Ryan Moore, 65-1 Stuart Sink, Luke List, Jonathan Vegas, 70-1 Chris Kirk, Charles Schwartzel, Brendan Todd, 75-1 Brant Snetker, Patrick Rogers, JT Potson, Gary Woodland, Kyle Stanley, Lanto Griffin, 80-1 Charles Howell, Ches Reed, Joel Dahman, 85-1 Mito Piera, Richie Wierenski, Tori Moret, and Steve Stricker. 95-1 Cam Champ, Brandon Hagee, Michael Thompson, Bo Hogg, Adam Schenk. Other notables: Adam Hadwin, Eric Van Rooyen. 110-1 Pat Perez is 130. Tom Lewis is 130. Sam Ryder 130. Chesson Headley 160. Russell Knox 160. Wyndham Clark 180. Bryce Garnett 180. Tom Hogue 200-1. Vincent Willey 240-1. Bo Van Pelt 240-1. JJ Spawn 350-1. But yeah, that's a lot of notables. But my pick for this, I'm going to go. Let's go Sergio Garcia 31-1. I like those odds for Sergio. I think he's going to have a good tournament. So give me Sergio Garcia at 31-1 to win the 2021 $3 million Open. Alrighty, now I'm going to do my latest NHL mock draft. This is my fourth one. I'm going to do the final one on the podcast tomorrow. So without further ado, here we go. Number 1, the Buffalo Sabres. Owen Power, defenseman, Michigan. Owen Powers, to me, is a top 4 D-man. I don't know if he's exactly a top line pair with Rasmus Dahlin. But he's a top 4 in my eyes. Number 3, the Seattle Kraken, Matthew Benier, center, Michigan. This looks like it's going to be the pick for the Kraken as they'll make the first draft pick in NHL history, or their short franchise's history. Number 3, the Anaheim Ducks, Dylan Genther, righty, right wing, Edmonton, WHL. I like Genther. He's a good prospect. The Ducks have choices here, whether it's defenseman or forward. But here I have them going with the forward. Number 4, the New Jersey Devils, Luke Hughes, defenseman, USNDTP. This would be a fun pick because this pairs him up with his brother Jack, even though he's a defenseman, and my confirm is his brother Quinn. Number 5, the Columbus Blue Jackets, Simone Edvinsson, defenseman, Frölunda, Sweden Junior. I like Edvinsson a lot. He does have some potential here. And I think that he would be a good top 4 D-man. 6, the Detroit Red Wings, Mason McTavish, center, Peterborough, OHL. McTavish is a fast riser as we head into the draft. And I like the fit here of him in Detroit. 7, the San Jose Sharks, Brent Clark, defenseman, Barrie, OHL. This feels like a steal. Clark could go, in theory, in my opinion, as high as 3. 8, the LA Kings, Kent Johnson, center, Michigan. So the third Michigan player goes 8th, the LA. I like Kent Johnson a lot. 9, the Vancouver Canucks, William Eklund, lefty, Desjardins, Sweden. This could be a steal for Vancouver. I like Eklund a lot. I think he could be a top 6 forward. Number 10, the Ottawa Senators, Jesper Wallstedt, goalie, Luleå, Sweden. So Ottawa looks to the future here with Wallstedt and maybe Matt Murray gets traded somewhere or whatever. But you know what? He might be on the unprotected list for Seattle. Maybe he'll be a member of the Seattle Kraken. Number 11, the Chicago Blackhawks, Chaz Lucius, center, USA under 18. I like Lucius. I think it's a good fit in Chicago. They add to their nice core they have up and coming. Number 12, the Calgary Flames, Matthew Coronado, righty, right wing, Chicago, USHL. I like Coronado, fast riser. I think the fit in Calgary would be good. 13, the Philadelphia Flyers, Cole Sillinger, center, Sioux Falls, USHL. I like this pick for Philly. I like Sillinger a lot. 14, the Dallas Stars, Carson Kuhlman's, defenseman, Brooks, AJHL. So Kuhlman's is someone whose stock is rising before the draft in 2 days. And you could argue that this is a reach here, though. 15, the New York Rangers, Brendan Othmann, left wing, Flynn, OHL. I like this pick for New York. I think Othmann gives them the grit that they need. 16, the St. Louis Blues, Carson Lambos, defenseman, Winnipeg, WHL. Some people think that the Blues should be eyeing offense here as Vladimir Tarasenko could be traded or selected by the Seattle Kraken tonight. But I like Lambos. He's a good defense prospect. 17, the Winnipeg Jets, Zachary Bolduc, center, Romowski, QMJHL. I like this pick for Winnipeg a lot, although I feel that they should go defense. 18, the Nashville Predators, Isaac Rosen, left wing, Lex Sands, SHL. I like this pick a lot. Nashville, I think, should go offense here, as they need some youth in there. 19, the Edmonton Oilers, Sebastian Cossa, goalie, Edmonton, WHL. So the Oilers take the hometown goalie, who could be their goalie of the future. 20, the Boston Bruins, Fyodor Svechkov, center, Lada, VHL. I like this pick for the Bruins a lot. Svechkov is someone who's a fast riser as we head into Friday's draft. 21, the Minnesota Wild, Nikita Chebrikov, righty, St. Petersburg, right wing, I should say. Chebrikov's another fast riser. I like the fit of him with Kirill Kaprizov in Minnesota. Assuming he's still there. 22, the Detroit Red Wings from the Washington Capitals, Aatu Raty, center, Karpat, Finland. Roddy was someone that was in play for number 1 overall pick, but his guy plummeted stock due to his inconsistencies is what made him fall all the way down here. 23, the Florida Panthers. Fabian Lysell, ready, Luleå, Sweden. I think this is a steal for Florida. I like Lysell a lot. Number 24, the Columbus Blue Jackets from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Xavier Bourgault, center. Shawinigan, QMJHL. I like Bourgault a lot. I think he would be a good fit there with Columbus. 25, the Minnesota Wild from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sean Behrens, defenseman, USA under 18. Behrens is somebody whose stock is rising before Friday's draft. Won't be shocked if he's picked before the spot. 26, the Carolina Hurricanes. Jack Peart, defenseman, Fargo, USHL. I like Peart a lot. Another fast riser, very well-rounded player. 27, the Colorado Avalanche. Zach Dean, center, Gatineau, QMJHL. Dean, I think, could go higher than this, so you could argue that this would be a steal of a draft pick. 28, the New Jersey Devils. Logan Stankoven, center, right wing, Kamloops, WHL. So they go defense first and offense second. Stankoven's a very good, versatile prospect. 29, the Vegas Golden Knights. Daniil Chaika, defenseman, Gulf OHL. And, oh, by the way, the Islanders is where the Devils got that second first-round pick from. So Vegas goes with Chaika here. I think could be a steal at this spot. 30, Montreal Canadiens. Francesco Pinelli, center. Kitchener, OHL. I like Pinelli, very good player. I think that would just be a good fit for the Canadiens. And 31, the Columbus Blue Jackets from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sasha Pastujov, left wing, USN TDP, USHL. I like Pastujov a lot. I think he can be versatile in some ways, which would be good for Columbus. So there you have it for the latest mock draft for the NHL. Now I'm going to go over the latest news and notes, and there's a lot. We have a big Olympics result to get into right away. USWNT loses 3-0 to Sweden in the group stage opener. We'll get to more Olympic results on tomorrow's show, and we'll be covering it a lot on the podcast within the next couple of weeks. So USWNT loses to Sweden as their 44-game unbeaten run has come to a very shocking end. The head of the Tokyo Olympics organizing committee wouldn't rule out a late cancellation amid the spread of COVID-19 down there. If they were going to do it, I think they would have done it already, so I don't think that you should be worried. 3 wounded in Milwaukee shootings. 2 shootings in downtown Milwaukee during Bucks celebration leave 3 people with non-life-threatening injuries. That's unfortunate. Just glad that they're not life-threatening injuries. That's all I gotta say. But people should not be doing that in the middle of a title celebration. I'm sorry. So the Buccaneers visited the White House yesterday to celebrate the Super Bowl win, and Tom Brady had the president chuckling a little bit as he said that half the country doesn't even believe the Bucs won either. So that's what Tom Brady said, and that had the president chuckling a little bit. Logan Maluk withdraws from the NHL draft after his conviction for a crime of a sexual nature had teams vowing not to draft him. So that's some interesting draft news as we are 2 days away from the draft. But Malou, I don't think is anybody that is somebody that is highly regarded as a first round pick or anything like that. Aaron Rodgers turns down a contract extension that was worth 2 years, and it would have made the Packers quarterback the highest paid player in the league. But he turned it down. It's just obvious that he wants to be traded from the Packers. He doesn't want to play a single game from the Green Bay Packers anymore. And training camp is right around the corner, literally days away. So a lot of Twitter stuff was trending last night that Giannis tweeted from the past, including a 2014 tweet promising the Bucks fans so he pretty much promised the Bucks fans back in 2014 that he'd win. So that was pretty cool. Giannis on super teams. This is the hard way to do it. So, taking a shot at Brooklyn and the Lakers and the Clippers there. Monty Williams had an emotional press conference as he had to step away. He said that he wanted so bad, it's hard to process right now. I don't blame him one bit. Monty Williams is a darn good coach, and I don't blame him for getting emotionally drained like that. Norman Powell is declining his $11.6 million option, and Portland's making him a top priority to re-sign. Giannis was crying after the title after his 50-point performance. The NHL scheduled to come out on Thursday at 6 o'clock on SportsCenter, so good to see ESPN caring a little extra about hockey now that's going to be on their network. Zach LaVine to join Team USA in Tokyo after he cleared health and safety protocols. Monty Williams went to the Milwaukee locker room and congratulated Giannis and the team. Giannis on Instagram Live says that he's already, it was not long after the game. He says, "I'm an effing champion." That's right, Giannis. You are an effing champion. And a bunch of NBA stars were praising Giannis, including LeBron, Steph, and Durant, which was really cool. Bobby Portis laughs at CP3 as things got chippy in the fourth quarter, and Portis' reaction was all over Twitter. There was an epic Giannis shirt at Game 6. As a TikTok star, where he wore a Tinkle and a title shirt to the finals. That's pretty funny. Spencer Turnbull out for the rest of the season for the Tigers with Tommy John surgery and will miss some of next year as well. As a big loss for them and that young pitching staff. So a report came out that Deion Sanders left the presser as he apparently walked out on SWAC Media Day after being called Deion. As he says, "You don't call Saban Nick." And then Sanders says that he never walked out as the Jackson State coach cleared the air on Twitter after the report of him leaving on Media Day. As he says, "Please don't allow a fool to fool you." Alabama quarterback Bryce Young earns $1 million deal, $1 million in NIL deals. As Nick Saban says, he's already approached ungodly numbers and hasn't played yet. Dabo Sweeney says that he doesn't think that there's 12 teams that are good enough for the college football playoff. That's a hot take. I might agree with him there. And the Clemson players don't support it apparently either. Cam Akers tears his Achilles a week before training camp, and he is in good spirits and says that he'll be back better than ever. That is just so sad, losing a player to an injury a week before training camp. That is always, always brutal. And they do not have immediate plans to pursue a free agent running back after the injury. The Montreal Canadiens are eyeing Anthony Beauvillier as they're actively exploring the forward market and had some talks with the Islanders about him. Interesting. Chris Bryant, as good as gone. Overwhelming expectation is that the Cubs star will be traded by July 30th. And the San Francisco Giants are the key team for Starling Marte. That is in trade talks. That'd be a really good fit for San Francisco if they're able to land Marte. A couple reminders before the expansion draft today. The Kraken have until 10 o'clock Eastern, which is an hour and a half from now, to submit their expansion draft picks to the NHL Central Registry and the NHLPA. And 10 o'clock is also the deadline for Seattle to submit any SPCs for unrestricted free agents and restricted free agents that are signed by the Kraken. And then 8 o'clock p.m. is the roster unveiling. So some news and notes regarding tonight's expansion draft. Alrighty, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. I lost yesterday with that draw. So today I'm going to lay a half unit on a game that I felt really had a low total. Over 9 in Royals Milwaukee. I can't believe that's only 9. So over 9 Royals Brewers for my best bet of the day. Alright, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do the weekend podcast tomorrow because yours truly will be going on vacation on Friday. So no Friday podcast. We'll just do it the Thursday podcast instead. And we'll make it bigger. 2 mock drafts. 1 in the NBA, 1 in the NHL. News and notes, best bet, baseball, soccer, Olympics, and more, and golf. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.